Okay, so I'm waiting for the email to show up, and it looks like here you could keep on going, next step. I'm not sure what all that's about. I would just wait for the email. That way you know that you're all set up. So if I went to my email and click on the link that's in here, this is what's going to happen. Okay, so once I've done that, I get this message here, email confirmed. Now that you've confirmed your email, you can publish posts on your blog. So you're ready to go at that point. Now, it's going to vary depending how you're going back and forth between computers, where you're at. So what my suggestion to you would be this, because this is what you're going to do from now on. You only have to click to verify your email one time, but every other time you go to your site, it's going to be something like this where you actually enter in the address of your site. And I'm kind of regretting picking this long one. The address here, Wordpress.com. Okay, and so when you first go there, this is what people will see. When you want to work on your site, you just simply go to the end of your URL, do a /, type in admin, hit return. It'll then prompt you to log in. Now, since I logged in earlier, it's given me this, so let me fix that. Okay, so this is more like what you'll see. If you just have one account, not a gazillion of them like I've ended up with over the years. Put in your username, your password. Okay, now you're into what's called the dashboard of your sites, which is basically just the behind the scenes of your site. If you want to preview the site, what it looks like right now, you just click on the name of your site up here. So this is what the first page of your site looks like currently. To go back to the dashboard, you just hover the mouse over here, click on dashboard. So dashboard's all the things you can do to your site to customize it to make it look less like a blog, more like a website, pick different themes, and all these different things we're going to be talking about. Okay, so just to feel like we've accomplished something from inside a dashboard, we're going to go ahead and treat this for now like it is just a blog. And we're going to click on New Post. And we are going to just do some text here. So we're going to say, okay, so in the title, call it first post. Hi everyone, this is my first post, blah, blah, blah. And then, and you see, even though we picked text, it still gives us the option to insert a photo. So, I don't know, let's just pretend this, I created the site so I can show people stuff that I'm making for my house. So here is, I'm not the best typer as you can see. Here is the plans for my ET center. Click on insert photo. Go to my desktop. So in other words, I just picked an image. You could pick any image you want. And then I'm clicking on published. Now I can click on view post. That'll show me what has showed up here. I can also just click back on my site, which will give me, pretty much the same view. Shows what people would see if they went to my website. Too bad, really. In a short period of time, we've already got, essentially a site that's main page is a blog. That's what the home is. This particular theme, this may not always be the case for you, but this theme automatically gave you a second page here, an about page, and it just puts example text in here, but you could certainly go in and edit this page. You could change the names of these pages. You can change it so this page comes up first. All this kind of stuff we're going to deal with. But there's a few things that we should probably deal with back in the dashboard sooner than later. You can go into settings here, start with general, and just work our way all the way through. I'm not going to cover every single thing in here, but things that'll probably help you out. Come up with a tagline for your site. That appears right now by default. So maybe I'll change that. If I want to change how the date's displayed and the time is displayed and what day a week starts on, All pretty basic stuff there. So let's say that I decide to update my tagline. Um, you can also update an image here. You can experiment with that to see what it does. But remember, our goal here is not so much in developing a blog, well, depending on what class you're in, as we are, for most of my classes, just interested in getting this set up as a website. Let's see, did it take the changes? And then so when we go to the actual site, take a look at what it is, you can see there that the tagline has changed. So let's go back into the dashboard and see what other things we want to change. In that same area, um, under settings, now we'll go into writing. So this page is more for the blogger. I'm not going to cover anything on it right now. Then reading. This selects what pages, how your website's set up, and we will definitely come back to this later. Well, let me actually just tell you right now, if you don't want the blog to be the main page that shows up, you would check here a static page, meaning a non-blog page. And when you do that, you check which page comes up. And since there's only one other page created, you select that. So I'll go ahead and select it for now just so you can see what that does. This one, you may want to discourage search engines from indexing your site until you have it built properly. Probably not too big of a deal though. And let's see, anything else. And inside of discussions, pretty much self-explanatory. You may want to pay attention to this one here, which has to do with how the system would contact you. Then you have your media, and this has to do with what size thumbnails should show based on images that you'll upload as we get going on this. Sharing is for linking your site to social networking sites. Polls, I don't really use, but if you want to set up polls in your site, you can take a look at that. Same thing with people rating stuff inside of your site. Okay, so the rest of these aren't really worth our time at this point anyway. But I did notice something when I was under the reading tab, and I changed it so that my front page, meaning the page that people see when they first go to your website, I made this change here, changed it to a static page, and selected about, and then changed my post page. Just front page about. Okay, well anyway, I think that I may have not clicked Save Changes on here because I didn't notice that it changed. Let's see. So it goes to home. It's just that right now I can't get to the blog page, so I've got to remember how to do that, and let me share that with you. Okay, yeah. So just to make sure that I didn't lose anyone with just happened before, I changed this back to the way that it was before, where when we first come into the site, we have a home page, and then we can click on About, which takes us to another page. If we want to change this around so that it doesn't show up right at like a basic blog page, then what we do is we go in, we make that change, but it's kind of strange. The home page disappears, and then because it's not really a page, it's just a blog. So long story short, what you have to do is then create another page if you even want a true blog style page. So let me just do that. Let's get this set up before we finish this video with a total of 3 pages. We'll have a blog and an about and a content page, which you could obviously rename to suit your purposes. So I'm going to go back into the dashboard, and then once again we're going to go into settings, into reading, and we are going to change this so we have a static page. Front page will be the about page. Okay, when we update that, which we have to go all the way to the bottom and click on Save Changes. So don't forget that. Every time you make a change, always look on the page to see if you have to save it in some way. We go back to this page. So then we just have a button for home, but it's, so it's a little kind of goofy right now. So what we need to do is go back into dashboard, and we need to create some more pages here. So what we're going to do is go to pages, we're going to go to add new, and we're going to make a page now that we'll call this one our content page. So just like placeholder text in here, I'll put a little statement. Okay, so I just put, this is where the actual main content of my website will go. I named it content. I click on publish. I now should have another page that shows up. So when I click on the site name, again, you can see now I have home and content. The strange thing is that my home page is my about page. So let's see what we can do about that. I'm going to go back into the dashboard. Going to go into, and this time let's look at our pages. So we're going to go to all pages, and we can see we've got this about page. So why does it go under home? The easiest fix for this would be to click on our about page, go to edit, and since the button up there that says home is pointing us to this page, let's just change the name of this to home, and I'll put a little statement in here as a placeholder, and then I just click on update, and then when we view the site, we can see we've got a home button that actually takes us to home, content button that takes us to content, and so now we'll add an actual about page. So same process again. Hopefully you're kind of seeing how easy this is, and that you can't really mess anything up. If something like, home took you to the wrong page, just change the name of the page that it's taking you to. So let's go add, not post, sorry, but page, add new. Okay, we'll publish this page. And we now have a home page, about page, content page. Did I actually put about page in there? Let's fix that. That looks silly. It doesn't need to say page after it. So once again, we'll just go back in here. Or we could actually just go right here to edit. And just get rid of that about. That's another thing about this. Several ways to do this. Several ways to edit things. Okay, so let's check that out. So we're doing all right here. We've got a little menu coming up. And you remember I made a post early on where I showed my design entertainment center. It's still available here on this little side note that says first post, and people could click on it and go to it from there. But eventually I'm going to show you that if you really want your site to look more like an actual website, we want to get rid of a lot of this stuff, and like who's going to leave a reply on your home page or your about page, right? So my suggestion would be that you create a separate page for a blog, and then you get rid of some of this stuff. So one thing at a time. Let's now create our actual blog page. So we are going to make that as a new page. So we're once again going to go into the dashboard. We're going to go to pages. We're going to add new, and we are going to call this blog. And publish. And so this is where you can actually make posts about things and have people reply to them. So we're going to leave this alone for now. And then let's just update, make sure that it shows up here. So there's blog. And now as far as changing the order of this menu, I'm going to show you some stuff on that. Again, I'm going to show you how to get rid of this stuff, and I'm going to show you how to clean this page up so that it really truly looks like just a home page. But that's all stuff that you get to look forward to, because right now you got a really good start. So that's good for now. I'll show you some more stuff in these upcoming videos.